Bubbly Bear, so we continue talking about Black history for February. Here are a few more people that we are going to talk about. Our first one is Mr. Garrett Morgan. Everybody say hi, Mr. Morgan. Mr. Morgan is not living anymore, but he did a great thing. Raise your hand if you ride in a car, you ride on a bus, you ride in a van, you ride on what else? Maybe any vehicle that you ride in with somebody. Do you ever see the traffic light? What are the three colors on the traffic light? Red, which means to stop, yellow means to slow down, and green means to what? Go. Well, Mr. Garrett Morgan invented the traffic light. He noticed that without the traffic light, everyone would be sliding into each other. So boys and girls, Mr. Garrett Morgan, this is Mr. Garrett Morgan right here, okay? You're going to color Mr. Garrett Morgan. He is brown. Remember, when you color a man's face, there's no lipstick. The whole skin is brown. He has on a shirt and tie. His hair is black there. And then you're going to create a traffic light that looks like this. Remember, red means stop. Yellow is caution or slow down. And green means go. You have the template right here. You're going to cut it out. And you have your three circles. Green, red, and yellow. So make that traffic light. And the next time you're riding, you stop. You can say, I know who did that. Mr. Garrett Morgan. His name is Garrett Morgan. All right, let's keep going. We're going to learn about this lady right here, Miss Rosa Parks. Miss Rosa Parks. All right, I'm going to share a piece about her book, I Am Rosa Parks. So listen up. Many years ago, brown people in the South could not go to the same school as peach people. We could not eat in the same restaurants. We could not even drink in the same water fountains. And she's right there. That says colored, because that's how they used to identify brown people, as being colored. We are not colored. No one colored my skin to get me brown. I was created by God that way. We had to stay apart from each other everywhere we went. It was called segregation. Say that word, segregation. That means we had to stay separated. If all the when we rode on a bus, we could only sit in the back seats. The front seats were just for the peach people. Do you think that was fair? Now look at this peep right here. All the peach people are sitting down. That doesn't mean they got on the bus first, but if you were brown, you had to get up and give your seat to them. Well, guess what? One day, Rosa Parks was riding home on that bus, and she was tired. She did not give up her seat. She was arrested. Yes, she went to jail. They arrested her. She went to jail, but she did not have to stay, boys and girls. And from that day on, that brown people stopped riding the buses for over a year, and then the laws were changed. The laws were changed. Okay? But I thought the law should treat brown people and peach people the same way. I always wanted rules to be fair, even when I was small. So now you can sit anywhere you want to on the bus. So when you think about Rosa Parks, she helps to change laws, like where we sit on the bus. Okay? Color Rosa Parks. There's a nice picture of Rosa Parks. Brown picture. Her hair is gray right there, but that is Rosa Parks. And another lady that you're going to read about, her name is Ruby Bridges. I'm going to read her story and upload it for you to go back and listen to. But right here it says, Ruby Bridges, the first African American, which means brown, student to attend an all-white or peach elementary school in the South. You're going to color that picture of Ruby Bridges. And there's some question. It says, Ruby did a brave thing. She went where? She went to school, boys and girls. They didn't want her there, but she went anyway. It says, who kept Ruby safe on her way to school? She was protected by guards. In this story that I will read to you, you'll learn more about that. So I want you to log back on, and I will read this story, okay? And you'll see how Ruby Bridges made it. And Ruby Bridges, you can look her up. She's still living today. It says, who became Ruby's best friend? Her teacher. She was the only kid in the classroom all day long. She and her teacher, because the other parents did not want their children in the classroom with her because she was brown. Isn't that terrible? And then at the end of the year, Ruby could learn with some other children, because some children, they came back to school, boys and girls. Parents thought about that. You know, it doesn't make any sense because Ruby's brown and you're peach. We can still go to school together. And today we get to do those things. So you have these questions right here that you're going to answer. You're going to read them and you're going to select the right answer. The answer that makes sense. All about Ruby Bridges. My story about Ruby Bridges. So make sure that you get Ruby Bridges pictures brown up here. And that we get that activity for Ruby Bridges right there. All right, now we have a lady, her name is Sojourner Truth. Sojourner Truth went around telling the truth about women and slavery. She spoke truth about slavery, and back then, if you were a slave, you had to do everything the peach person told you to do. You could not go home with your family. You had to stay there with them. You cooked for them, you cleaned for them, you farmed for them, you took care of the children. You did everything for them. So Sojourner Truth, she went around spreading the what? Truth. And you should always tell the what? Always tell the truth. So we're going to sequence her life right here. You're going to put when she was a little girl working, or actually when she was a baby, when she was working, when she was speaking, and when she was reading. First, second, third, fourth. Again, she was brave. Okay? Ruby Bridges, Sojourner Truth. She traveled and spoke against slavery. And today we don't have really slavery anymore. So when you finish, make sure it's in the right order. And this picture should be first. That's right. There we go. There she is as a baby. And then she's there. Then she's here. And then she's there. Okay? And then that's for the girls. Girls, you're going to do Sojourner Truth. Boys, you're going to do Mr. Jackie Robinson. There's Mr. Jackie Robinson. He was the first black person to play baseball with a Major League Baseball team, the Brooklyn Dodgers. He was chosen such a good player that he was such a good player that he was chosen to be in the National Baseball Hall of Fame, and he was given the Spring Arm Medal. First one right here, boys, Jackie Robinson. And you're going to also sequence him and the things that he did, okay? So it looks like this. He played baseball, he won a medal, and he was chosen to be in the National Hall of Baseball Fame right here. And boys, you're going to have a circle and you're going to make a baseball. There's your baseball to represent Jackie Robinson. So again, we've learned about Garrett Morgan with the traffic light, Rosa Parks with the bus, Ruby Bridges, the first little black girl that went to an all-white or peach school, and she stayed there. Sojourner Truth, talked about slavery to tell the truth, and then Jackie Robinson, first black person to play in a Major League Baseball team, and he's in the Hall of Baseball Fame. Okay? All right, I hope you've learned some stuff. Happy Black History Month.